Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the new Marvel Legends Retro Spider-Man Carded Wave Daredevil. Shouldn't it be something else? Like, what's this Daredevil called again? Like black and red armor Daredevil? I think that's what his official name is. I can't think of the name right now. It's gotta have a name, right? Or can I not think of it because it doesn't have a name? And it is just Daredevil. I mean, it is Daredevil. Whatever, you get what I'm saying. This is the cool looking one. Let's put it that way. I have always loved this look for Daredevil. I would not have minded if this was the actual look for him rather than red spandex guy. This is such a better design. It's just so much more interesting, visually appealing, and Hasbro seems to think so too, because they put a lot of effort into this. Lots of new molding on this figure. Maybe every part. As I'm looking at it now, I thought some parts were old, but I'm thinking they're all new. Like everything except maybe the feet and hands. Lots of new stuff. They really went all out on this character, which is kind of odd because it is just Daredevil. I mean, he's not exactly an A-lister, but this is a great design to do it on, so I'm very pleased. And I'm happy to tell you most of it turned out pretty good. So let's go ahead and get him off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands just shy of 6.5 inches, which makes him pretty close to, let's say, 16.25 centimeters. And before we get into it, I want to point out he's mostly black, so I have the settings on the film a little bit brighter, a little higher exposure. However, that's going to kind of wash out this stuff. I don't know how to do that. I can't do black and reflective metal at the same time. Maybe there's a way, but I don't know how, so bear with me. Hopefully it's not too bad and you guys aren't going to go blind from looking at the bright spots. So this guy, everything that's red is molded. I thought these weren't up here. Are they? Maybe they're not. Yep, they are. Hang on. Okay, so I looked at it closer, and they're molded everywhere, except for, like, this triangle doesn't seem to be molded up here, but it is back here, like the red to black transition is definitely sculpted, so that's weird, but either way, I'm just gonna go ahead and say everything is molded, which means it's all new, which is awesome, which does bring up the question, why didn't they fix a few other issues, but still, there's some really, really nice stuff going on here, as you guys might have noticed at first glance. This guy has so much better proportions than most figures. Part of it is because they have the shoulder pads on there to correct the issue that Hasbro has with almost all of their shoulders. See how much better it looks with the shoulder hump being up and out rather than just tucked in underneath the traps. It looks so much better. But they did do a better job with the leg proportioning, shorter lower legs, longer upper legs. The elbow, what? His thumb elbow, which is also known as a knuckle, lines up right with his junk. That's good. Proportioning is so much better on this figure. The head is not big. The head's not big. That's like, whew, that's a big deal. The head is not too big. It sits at a right height. The proportioning is just so much better on this guy. He's not as thin front to back. His shoulders are farther back than normal too. Oh man, they did so many good things on this. This is by far, as far as I'm concerned, the standout figure from the wave. It makes the new Spider-Man figure look nowhere near as good. This is the standout, by far. Not even close. The red paint on here is also wonderful. It's so smooth and metallic, but not glossy. It's like a satin finish. Oh, I love it. It's clean too. It's clean almost everywhere, especially like up here. Just little details like that. So nice. So clean. So fresh. No, we're not going to go into that. But just, everything's clean. Oh. Why can't they do this more often? Even the D's, his double D's are nice and perky. It's very well done. This stuff is not super well done because it's just molded in that kind of crappy metallic gray, but it kind of works because of the satin red. Down here we have the painted silver parts. That's all clean. On the knees, that's good. The face, by the way, let's just look at that. He doesn't have ridiculously wide and weird shaped eyes. They're human shaped and positioned. And the trim from the black to skin color is so nice. It's clean. Man, this figure is just, I'm smitten. It's good. Alright, so aesthetically speaking, this guy gets a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. The reason it's not a 10 out of 10 is he still has a huge thigh gap. Like, that's weird. Why? I get why they do it mechanically. It gives them more room in the special place to do the articulation thing. Figure something out. Make it thinner. get rid of that thigh gap. The huge thigh gap makes him look weird. It looks like he's got something wedged up in there. Is that really it? That's probably really the only thing that stands out to me as needing to be improved. Yeah, I'd say that's... Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention this. He's got really thick ankles. Like, he's got definite cankles going on here. And the feet are still kind of big. Like, they got the bigger thighs to the smaller lower legs going in the right direction here. But if they had tapered the ankle and feet down just a little bit more, that would have really sealed the deal. Tapered that down, thickened this up a little bit. I'll Photoshop it again for you guys. You seem to like it when I do that. But yeah, this is still a 9. I like it. Okay, accessories. We have the normal head that you saw, and then we have the super ginger head with like neon orange hair and bright red glasses. It's a good sculpt for sure. The paints are clean. It seems to be a bit fluorescent. Maybe he's drawn like that sometimes. I'm honestly not a big Daredevil fan, so I couldn't tell you. Maybe it's perfectly accurate, and if it is, then that's fine. If it's not, it's very bright, and I can't imagine most people actually enjoying looking at it. Not because he's a ginger, but because it's kind of off-putting. It's just such a stark contrast. But whatever, it's well done. Okay, 2 fist hands, and then we have 2 gripping hands, which have fingernails on them, which is kind of unsettling through the red metallic, whatever that is. But still, we have gripping hands to hold his batons and fist hands. That's nice. So we do have the batons that stick together if you want to. That's fine. And then we have interchangeable wristy thingies, which have the batons connected to them or not, and that's a cool touch. So that's a good batch of accessories. I think that is sufficient, and I will give it an 8. That is pretty good. All right, moving on to the articulation. Look at that. Look at him looking up. Like, he's just looking all the way up. He's looking all the way down. You can rotate it. You get a little bit of play on the ball peg. This is a really good head. It is a little high, but you're not getting any gap out of it, so that is perfectly fine. Like, high on the peg. They like to make their necks stumpy and then the pegs long. I don't know why they do that, but on this one you're not going to see it, so that's fine. But let's just do that real quick, and let's look at, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Is it in the garbage? No. Look at this neck. This neck is a piece of bad stuff. I almost said a word I'm not allowed to say, and then I would have had to edit it out. Why go through all the effort of re-engineering some stuff and then making it worse? This guy's looking up higher and more naturally. This one's looking not as high up, not naturally, and has a giant gap in his neck. This new figure's bothering me, the new Spider-Man, more than it should. Actually, more than I wanted it to. It should bother everyone as much as it's bothering me. This neck is wonderful on a Marvel Legends figure. It's not a double ball peg, but as far as this style of joint, it doesn't really get better. They nailed it. As for the shoulders, you have your full rotation. Will this get in the way? I suspect it will. We're going to find out together. I know it folds over because it's a soft material, and I already looked at that part of it, but let's see how high it can get. Yeah, that's what I thought. So technically, you can raise his arms up horizontal, but this is such a stiff material, it's like, nah, a little bit less. So, I think that's an okay enough trade-off. Would it be better if it was softer? Absolutely, but this is not a terrible situation given that we have these shoulder pads on here. I'm okay with it. You guys can decide if you care about that or not. Bicep swivel is a very bicep swivel-y type of joint. Double jointed elbow gives you really nice range, even better than Spider-Man. Wrists have a swivel and a hinge. So that is good. Ab crunch on this guy. If you saw the Spider-Man review, you know what's up. This guy cannot lean back very far. You didn't know that because I didn't show that. But you did know that his leaning forward is about as far forward leaning as one might want to do. That's very nicely done. Oh, by the way, it's super clean even on the back down here. It's just, oh, I love that red paint job. It's so nice. Did anybody else buy this yet and just want to touch it? It's such a satiny metallic that's so cleanly painted. Oh, it's so nice. All right, waist twist is a waist twist. And then the hips, pretty much horizontal. They go back just a tiny bit, going out to the side, not too bad. Definitely enough. No full splits though. Thigh swivel is there. Double jointed knee is splendid. And then for the ankle, goes all the way back and pretty dang far forward. And you have a pretty decent ankle rocker. This guy is so much better articulated than that Spider-Man figure. They went through the effort of making all new engineering, and this guy right here, which is almost all standard, actually it is all standard Hasbro Marvel Legends engineering, just well implemented, makes that one look bad. This guy gets a... I'm only going to do 8 for the articulation simply because he can't lean back that far and his arms cannot go out that far. Now it's justified for the arms, but still, it is the case. So 8. But man, this is this right here is what all Marvel Legends should be. There's nothing extravagant about it, and it doesn't... I'm not saying everyone needs to have an entirely new sculpted body. I'm not even counting that, though that's awesome. But even just if this was painted on and well articulated like this, if they were all like this, I think that would just be wonderful for Marvel Legends. Because this figure is not like anything crazy. It's just a guy in a spandex suit with a little bit of armor. You know, it's not nuts, but they implemented everything they did well. And that's all it takes. This is maybe my favorite Marvel Legends figure this year. Nothing else comes to mind as being something I like more. Huh. This is really good. Okay, final verdict on this guy. As far as Marvel Legends go, I don't think you're going to get much better than this as an entire package. I'm going to give this guy a 9 out of 10. Excellent release. 100%. Even if you don't like Daredevil, get this one. It's a better design than regular Daredevil, and it's a better figure than most Marvel Legends. Get it for sure. Plus, unless they're all just awesome, I got a really good one. I finally got a good Marvel Legends figure. All of mine always come with so many defects. This one's great, guys. Get it for yourself. You're gonna enjoy it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, do that because I have new videos almost every single day. And for the days I don't have new videos, I've got old videos. Lots of old videos on my channel. Thousands of them just waiting for you to watch them. Come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.